Hi, I'm Ler Wei. Now let me begin by sharing the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on travel, leisure, and entertainment consumption. In early January 2020, the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention recognized a seafood market in Wuhan as the suspected hub of the outbreak. As this virus spread across the globe and caused several deaths, the World Health Organization (WHO) has declared the outbreak a global health emergency of international concern on 30 January 2020. According to the World Tourism Organization, travel, leisure, and entertainment industry are the sectors most affected by the pandemic. Many small and large players in this sector have been forced to furlough or lay off a significant portion of their workforce. For example, AirAsia, Malindo Air, and Malaysia Airlines have implemented salary cut ranging from 10% to 100% and unpaid leave. In terms of consumer consumption, the health measures implemented such as lockdowns, stay-at-home campaigns, self or mandatory quarantine has changed people's lives dramatically. The most significant impact include an increase of cancelling hotel reservations, a decrease in international travel, and having new habits in travel, leisure, and entertainment consumption. For instance, subscribe and watching streaming TV, watch travel vlog, and playing online games. Now my presentation part is ended and I will pass it to the next presenter.
Hi everyone, my name is Liang Xuan and I'm going to talk about the consumer current lifestyle and consumption habit towards the tourism. The outbreak of COVID-19 has had a severe impact on the global economy, included the tourism industry. As we know, tourism is a highly market-dependent and a market-driven sector. Before the outbreak of COVID-19, people were in the habit of traveling every year. Out of the 40 respondents, half of them travel at least 1 to 3 times, 13 of them travel 3 to 5 times, and 7 of them travel more than 6 times in a year. Among the several types of tourism, cultural tourism is the most popular. It was then followed by the ecotourism, which has been gradually developing, chosen by 45% of the respondents. Meanwhile, the least popular tourism type before the pandemic are visiting the family member and the virtual tourism. During the vacation, most of the respondents prefer to stay in the hotel, motel, or homestay, which is in a bed-free room with the good facility after a long and tiring travel. However, during the outbreak of COVID-19, the Secretary General of UNWTO has said that the impact of coronavirus on the travel and tourism is historically unprecedented. The government of each country are putting the public health first by imposing full or partial restriction on the travel. Hence, without the consumption and market, it will bring the global tourism industry to a complete halt. At this time, many of the respondents had made changes on their consumption towards traveling. Most of the respondents who were used to travel every year decided to take advantage of this situation to save money for their future travel use. 57.5% of the respondents were finding other alternative habits to replace the traveling during the pandemic. There are also respondents who were projected their desire on traveling by watching video travel vlogs. There are also respondents who were willing to try virtual tourism and had eventually caused the percentage of the virtual traveler increase from 10% to 17.5%.
Hi, I'm Shuet Yee. I will present for the consumer adaptations to the pandemic in leisure and entertainment consumption. During the pandemics of COVID-19, activities such as watching movie in the cinema, visiting amusement park, and other outdoor activities are not encouraged. In order to adapt with these changes, our respondents had adopted new habits. The new habits that majority of them adopted for their leisure and entertainment are watching streaming TV. The TV channels that most of them had subscribed to is Netflix. Besides, during the pandemic, Most of the respondents have their leisure and entertainment activities for 1 to 3 times a week. Compared to the situations before the COVID-19 pandemic, we noticed that those who have more than 3 times had reduced their activities to 1 to 3 times a week. Next, in terms of spending, most of the respondents have spent less than 100 ringgit on leisure and entertainment activities during the COVID-19 pandemic. Compared to the situations before the pandemic, the amount spent on leisure and entertainment activities in a month has dropped. Lastly, from our research, we know that most of our respondents are moderately adapted to the changes in their traveling, leisure, and entertainment activities.
Thank you to all my group members for presenting. My name is Liyana binti Haizat, and I'm going to present for the last slide, which is what are the strategies can the marketers respond to the new reality. In this slide, we're going to discuss 3 major points, which are virtual reality technology, healing tourism, and organized activities with less interhuman contact. Based on the research that my group have made, we can conclude that most of the respondents develop new habits and they are concerned about the host destinations and sanitary conditions. Moving on to the first point, we have virtual reality technology. Okay, why do they need to do this? This is because through wise use of virtual reality technology, marketers can supply virtual reality elements on their websites or apps which will instantly allow their customers to experience a digital version of what they want to experience. So the benefit from this is virtual reality technology is related to the concept of consumer perception because it entails the use of a virtual reality headset to fully involve the user in a digital environment. Okay, for example, by watching the interactive video and experiencing the digital version of a hotel room or travel experiences, the users is essentially placed within a virtual world by using images, sound, and other physical sensations which they can move around and interact in another way. Next, we have healing tourism. Have you ever heard about healing tourism? If this is your first time, I'm going to explain what is healing tourism. The pandemic COVID-19 has a very negative impact on the economy, especially people's physical and mental health. Okay, the term of healing tourism can refer to eudaimonia-based tourism that focuses on people's well-being and happiness. People are increasingly seeking products or services that can assist them in preventing mental health issues as the number of emotional pressures on people has been increasing day by day. So healing tourism have emphasized the positive impacts of spiritual and mindfulness tourism. However, healing tourism differs from these because of its purposeful aim to improve psychological conditions of tourists through traveling, which uses psychological intervention and counseling methods to provide psychological aid to tourists. So finally, we have organize activities with less interhuman contact. We suggest that travel, leisure, and entertainment marketers can organize their activities with less interhuman contact because marketers' most crucial task is to find, engage, and convert customers into a valuable asset that provides long-term financial flows. The most important job of marketers is to retain their strategies in an era of homebound customers, social distancing, and unpredictability. For example, let's see. Travel the world without leaving your seat at Grand Hyatt Kuala Lumpur Hotel, where a 360-degree virtual experience transports you from one destination to another destination, complemented by a full course in-flight culinary delight that will excite all of your senses. Not only that, we also suggest that domestic traveling, room escape games, and drive-in cinema, if I'm not mistaken, drive-in cinema happened during the first MCO in Selangor, are the suggestions related to the concept of the need for the Maslow hierarchy. So therefore, the marketers should always limit the numbers of visitors or customers in their activities to provide a sense of safety to their customers and be more focused on handling their customers' queries and also improve their customer satisfaction. Well, that's all from me. Thank you for listening.